Hey, and hi, everybody. This is Sherman Ray with Livin in Vegas magazine. On the line right now, we have got Jessica Goody. She's an attorney here in town, and she's going to be running for office. And we're going to do a short interview with her to talk to her about her run for office. Jessica, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you today, Sherman?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you once again for taking the time out of your busy schedule to do this interview. Um, so you're running for office now. I just noticed that you're actually going to be putting your hat in the ring. What office are you going to be running for?
I am. Well, first, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and to all of your viewers, listeners, and all the ways that they absorb all your content.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited to announce that I am running for Las Vegas Justice Court, Department 6.
Justice Department 6. And so what got you into the law in the first place? And congratulations, I should say that. What got you into law in the first place?
Well, thank you. I don't know how to answer that question. It's something that, for as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be an attorney. I think it goes back to when I was 5, and my mom told me I liked to argue, so I should become a lawyer, and I did.
That's fine. Well, I've got 3 daughters, and they all like to argue. So I'm wondering if they should have chose being an attorney. So you've always had that kind of in you, where you've just kind of felt this, that you had something to say, and you saw, right and wrong, and you wanted to kind of be a part of that.
Yeah, I did. And candidly, I'm not entirely sure I knew what I was getting into when I signed up for this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But as I got into it and I started working in the community and working with law firms and doing things in the legal community, it has given me the opportunity to help people, which is really what I want to do. At its very core, any opportunity I can to help people is fantastic, and this career that I've chosen has allowed me to do that.
I know. It's funny. I've spoken to a lot of attorneys who said the same thing. That it really wasn't what they thought. They watch it on TV, but when they get inside the courtroom or they get in the whole process, it's just, it's a whole different thing. Let's talk about that just a bit, and then we'll talk about your candidacy. What has been like the biggest change that you've seen in the justice system in the last few years?
Well, the last few years, as with everything else, has just been turned on its head. We haven't been doing trials. There was a really long pause with no trials going forward, and then we've kind of started easing back into that. We're actually in the middle of another pause of jury trials that last over a week, and so the wheels of justice, unfortunately, don't move very quickly, and the COVID pandemic has certainly contributed to that. The one good thing I think that has come out of it, though, is the use of virtual appearances in court. I think it's made access to the court a lot easier for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I can understand that too. COVID hasn't just hit the business community; it's hit the justice community also. Here in Las Vegas, have you seen a rise in the number of cases that you're having to look at and the severity, or I mean, give us kind of an idea of what that's like here in Vegas.
Currently, yes, and even when I speak with other attorneys in a variety of fields. I practice primarily in personal injury, but when I talk to attorneys in different areas, we've all experienced a huge increase in work. Part of that is we're still kind of playing catch up from the 6 or 8 months that things really kind of slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
But part of that is we've had a huge influx of people coming into our community and being able to service them and help them as they navigate the different things in our community.
Yeah, and I tell you, I think I ran for office in 2019, and I remember the amount of people we had here in the city and the projections that we've got for the next 5 years. So you're saying that there's a lot more people here in the valley, a lot more people to really that you've got to start juggling. So let's turn the corner a little bit and let's focus a little bit on your candidacy. You've decided now to run for District D, and give our listeners kind of an idea of what that job or what that position is going to entail.
So it's actually Las Vegas Justice Court,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Department 6.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6.
So that's okay. Sixes and D's look alike a lot of the
I
time,
know they
especially
do.
in my handwriting. So the Justice Court Department 6 is currently a civil court, meaning it handles lawsuits for money up to $15,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be anything from landlord-tenant disputes, failure to return security deposits, minor motor vehicle accidents, breaches of contracts, disputes between neighbors, anything where somebody is suing another person for money, as long as they're not asking for more than $15,000.
Okay, and I'm wondering, is that the vast majority of cases right now, or is that what in the grand scheme of things? Are we getting a lot of cases for civil wrongs, or give us kind of an idea of that?
I don't know the current distribution between civil and criminal. Justice Court is one of our courts of limited jurisdiction. Our district court is what we call it, is our general jurisdiction court. So it deals with civil cases from $15,000 up to millions and millions. So that certainly has the higher number of cases. But I do know, especially with the eviction moratorium and things of that nature, the Justice Court has seen a huge increase in the number of cases that they've taken on.
Yeah, I bet you it has. So for those of you who are just joining us right now, Jessica Goody's on the line with me right now. She's running for Justice Court Department 6. I got it right now. I wrote it down this time, Jessica. And so filing for your candidacy is in just a couple of weeks. Is that correct?
We actually pushed it out to March 7th is the first day we can officially file.
Okay.
But we are smack in the middle of campaign season, going to a couple of different fundraisers tonight. I'm hosting my campaign kickoff February 2nd at Battle-Born Injury Law. All of your listeners are invited to come on over and meet me. I'd be happy to get to know them and see what I can do for them.
Well, fantastic. And so, and you've got your kickoff coming up pretty quick. So aside from your kickoff, how can people get a hold of you? Because I'm sure people who are listening are going to want to get a hold of you. How can they get a hold of you?
Absolutely. You can visit my website. It's www.jessicagoody4judge. You can also email me at jessica@jessicagoody4judge. My last name is Goodey. Also, if you just Google me, you'll find my office on there with all my contact information. Usually you can get a hold of me within about 24 hours through email or phone.
Oh, and I want to apologize for all of our listeners. Of course, somebody drives by now with the loudest motorcycle in the world, but we will leave your contact information, Jessica, so that people can get a hold of you. I want to wish you good luck. And so the election, so your filing is not until March. The election, your primary and then general, give us kind of an idea of that.
Yeah, so because filing isn't until March, I don't know the number of people that will be in this race with me.
Mm-hmm.
If there is 3 or more, there will be a primary, I believe June 14th, if I remember the date correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the top 2 vote getters will go on to the general election, which will be November 8th.
No.
And because this is a judicial election, it's nonpartisan.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody in the Valley who has Las Vegas in their address, not Henderson or not North Las Vegas, I will be on their ballot.
Fantastic. Jessica Goody, folks. Listen, keep your eyes out for that name on your ballot. Jessica, thank you once. I really appreciate you giving us the time, taking time out of your day for this interview. We wish you all the best, and we'll see you on the campaign trail, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful rest of the day.
You too. Thanks a lot.